with all the payments that you had signed off on during your time as Director of Finance to Kan Mustafa Kani?
Yeah, during my time, those are salary, they are
just all the payments that he had received while having any kind of employment or contractual relationship with K.M.C.
It comes with the salaries. It comes with the salaries. When we are paying salaries, his name is included there. And then I process it as salaries, send it to his bank account.
So maybe you don't understand.
Yeah.
I said for all the payments made to Kan Mustafa Kani, can you give us the details? Can you provide us with that those information?
Well, I don't have a record of those things. I think our HR and the director of admin will have.
Would you not have records of payments that you had signed as Director of Finance?
Yes, the salaries, the payments, when they come, we sign them, process them, send it to the banks. It's filed away with other documents. But if you want to have a record of all what was paid to him,
Dr. Keita, yeah. Are you very familiar with your role as Director of Finance?
Of course, yes. Of course.
Let us go through your role as Director of Finance as per the financial manual. And let me ask that you be given a copy.
I know. Are you asking for me?
Let me ask that you be given a copy of the financial manual. We go through it, then perhaps you will understand my questions better. Will that be fair enough? When exactly were you suspended?
This was in July 2021.
July 2021?
Yes.
So for the whole period of 2020, you were present?
Coordination control.
Correct?
Huh?
For the entire period of 2020, you were the substantive.
I started there in the March of 2020.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, your roles, you'll find it on page 10.
Yes.
Section 204 of the Financial and Accounting Manual for Local Government Councils.
Yes.
It says the Director of Finance is head of the Finance Department of the Council and shall be responsible for the following: overall coordination and control of the accounting function of Council, supervision of accounting staff, production of annual financial statement, interpretation, analysis of accounts. Yeah. And he will be specifically answerable to the CEO for A, general supervision of the accounting functions, the proper collection, recording and custody of all revenue of Council, examination of payment vouchers to ensure that they have properly authorized, that the allocations, rates, calculations, castings, and signatures of recipients are accurate and are in order, and that the vouchers are properly filled. The bank reconciliation statement, verification of accounting records, verification of accounting entries in the expenditure control system. You guys kept an expenditure control statement?
Verification of accounting entries in expenditure.
F.
Yes. Yes.
Was there an expenditure control statement?
Yeah, we have that. Oh yeah, it's just in the system. We can print it out any day.
Any day, any time.
Yeah, anytime. Yeah.
Then you will be asked to print it out during the period that you have served as Director of Finance to produce your expenditure control statement.
Yeah, yeah, we can. I can do that. Expenditure control statements.
Please write that down.
Okay. Okay, thank
you. Are you done, sir?
Yes.
If you go to F on page 12, it says that you should be submitting monthly summaries of receipts and payments to the Chief Executive and copies sent to the internal auditor. Doctor, has this been done?
Yes, salaries, all payments are sent to the internal audit.
Were you having monthly summaries of receipts and payments?
Yes, we have all those things there.
Can you please provide us with the monthly summaries of receipts and payments done during your time?
Yeah, when I was there, yeah.
Please write that down. You may write that down, please. That you've been asked to provide the monthly summaries of receipts and payments. So
Monthly.
for all payments in a given month and receipts issued therein, you should have a summary of it,
Yeah.
explaining what the certain payment is for and evidence of receipt of those payments.
Okay.
You understand that?
Yeah.
Now, we had the issue of deletion of rate revenue receipts. Were you aware of this?
The
Deletion of rates revenue receipts. There was a period that that information was deleted in the system regarding
Yes.
rates revenue.
Yes.
What can you tell us about?
All the revenue units, all their payments
Yes.
are categorized in the system. Anytime you want to print out how much has been paid monthly on rates, markets, or license, you can retrieve it.
No, there was a period that information was deleted in the system. This was captured in the internal reports.
Yeah.
That some information was some collection to an amount of $297,941.43 bututs relating to rate collections, which was received by the senior accounts clerk.
Yeah.
You know Yankuba Sonko?
Yes, I recall that.
You have worked with Yankuba Sonko?
I was aware of it, and I was told, and I contacted the person responsible.
Yes.
And I told him to explain, to write a statement about it.
All right.
He did.
Who is the person responsible?
It was, I think, Yankuba Sonko.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now proceed.
It was Yankuba Sonko, and
Yes.
he wrote his statement, his side of the story, and I took it to the mayor, and the mayor forwarded it to establishment committee for further investigation.
So,
Go
ahead.
Yeah, for further investigation, and from there I didn't hear anything about it anymore.
From there?
From there, nothing was conclusive. Was concluded.
What do you mean by that?
The investigation was the task was given to establishment committee to do the investigation.
How was the task given to the establishment committee?
They were told to look into the matter.
How were they told? Was it written? Did you receive any correspondence to that effect?
Well,
or was it verbal communication?
I think that that the mayor gave it to them. So
no, man. I want to know what you know. If you say the mayor took steps, then you must be in a position to tell us which steps were taken.
Well,
and if you mention any steps that were taken, you must be able to substantiate what you are saying, Doctor.
Well, how they did their investigation, I don't know about that.
Was there an investigation in the first place, is the question.
Was it?
Was there an investigation in the first place?
Yeah, I'm sure they started the investigation. I don't know how it concluded.
So Doctor, I'm sure
yeah,
would suggest that you don't know.
Yeah. Well, as I said before, I got the statement from the person responsible. And
do you know whether there was investigation?
Afterwards, there was an investigation. I don't know how it concluded.
Do you know with certainty whether there was investigation?
I'm sure there was. But I don't know how it concluded. They may have started it, and somewhere down the line, I don't know what happened. Whether they stopped because of some
You said
issues.
They may have started it.
Yeah, they started the investigation, of course. Yeah.
Who was investigated?
The establishment committee.
Were they instructed to investigate?
They were told to investigate the matter, the deletion of those transactions.
How were they told to investigate?
How?
How was this communicated to the establishment committee?
Well, I don't know. It might be verbal. It might be written. They might have written to them or something. But I understand.
But you don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Just say that you don't know. It's easier.
Yes, well, as I said, I know. I don't. What I want to just make.
No, just say
clear.
that you don't know. It's easier
Yes,
if you don't
okay.
know.
All right. Yes.
You don't know. Is that a fair answer?
I don't know how the investigation was completed or not.
And you don't even know whether in fact it started or not.
Yeah, I assume it should be started. I think so.
You assume it has started. You want to believe it has started, but you do not know with certainty whether there was in fact an investigation.
Yeah.
Is that not correct?
Yeah, you're right.
Yes. You know why I say that? Because Adam Ajame testified
Yeah.
She was the rates manager. Is that not correct? Is that a correct statement? She was the rates manager. Adama Jammeh. You don't know Adama Jammeh?
Yes, I know her.
Yes, and she said that she was never called to appear before any investigation panel or any investigation constituted.
Well, I think the investigation, from what I see,
There was none, as far as the records are concerned.
well, I think it was started.
But you don't know. You
But
can't
I
say
don't
with
know
certainty.
whether it was completed.
So let's proceed. So this issue was never resolved. Until you came back as Director of Finance, it was never resolved.
Yeah. When I came back, I never heard anything about it anymore.
Yes,
So,
yes. And you have never seen any correspondence in relation to this at all?
No.
Good. When payments are made to contractors, where are you paying the withholding tax?
When the what?
Do you know about withholding tax? Withholding tax.
Withholding taxes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
What is withholding tax?
Well, you know, we have every employee has to pay taxes.
Every employee has to pay taxes.
Yes, and the withholding tax is sent to GRA.
Are you talking about the?
Huh?
Are you talking about the income tax or some other form of tax,
Yeah,
but not
pay.
the withholding tax? Are you very familiar with this,
Yeah.
Doctor? Because to be fair with you,
The pay as you earn, every salary, taxes are withheld from your salary, and the amount is sent to GRA.
so you seem to be answering these questions based on how the wordings or how they have been couched. So withholding tax, to you, it may appear something different. Doctor, it's worrying because as Director of Finance,
No, withholding taxes it's from the salaries. The deduction comes from the salaries.
we don't need to insist on this.
Huh?
I said we don't need to insist on this. Okay. We don't need to argue on this. So let me just guide you, if I may. The commissioners may also come in here as well. What I understand is with reference to the contractors. When contract is awarded to any contractor, and let's say, for instance, they are supposed to be paid $3 million. Are there any form of tax that they should pay?
That's just recently they came up with that. They said because
Who came up with that recently?
Well, the GRA came to our office, and in fact they said we should be holding 10%.
Yes.
Of the amount paid to the suppliers.
That is withholding tax.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's also withholding tax, but also salary deducted from
That's
salaries
fine.
are also
Let's just
withholding.
focus on this issue. Yes.
Yeah. So they came, and we said because suppliers don't pay their income taxes.
Yes.
They don't file their income taxes,
Right.
and we all agreed. And I quoted something from from the manual, which says that, I mean, if we are holding taxes from the suppliers on behalf of the government, we should also get a part of it.
Can you get us through that part?
I can't remember which area. I know I read it, it's there, but I forgot which area.
Manual.
I can go.
Perhaps the financial, the Financial Audit Act, you mean?
Yes. Yeah, the financial, yeah.
An Audit Act.
Yeah. Finance and Audit Act, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it says what?
I can't remember the page, but I know because I've been reading it, and I know. In fact, I snapped it. I took a photo of it and sent it to this guy at GRA. I said, we have to sit down and discuss, because if we are withholding taxes on your behalf, we should have a part of it.
That section never talk about withholding tax.
Huh?
You may have been reading it differently. It did not talk about withholding tax. It talks about collecting tax on behalf of government.
Yeah, collecting
when there's
tax.
an agreement to collect tax on behalf of government.
Yes.
What the withholding tax is saying, it's mandatory that you awarding contract, any government institution must withhold tax. It's different. So when government agrees with you to collect tax on behalf of government, that is different. You can have an arrangement with government or the relevant government institution, GRA, and decide how many percent that you would retain. That's different from having a mandatory obligation to withhold 10% tax?
If we hold that 10% tax, why we have to send it to GRA? It's not for us.
I know.
And what I'm saying, if we hold that taxes on behalf of GRA, according to the Act, we should also get some percentage of that amount.
No.
Yes, that's that's in there.
No, no, and then we will not go further to this argument as well. The point is, the law makes it a requirement that you must withhold tax. And if you are not sure about what it means, probably the best thing to do would have been to seek for legal advice. Did you do that?
That discussion is still ongoing and it's not concluded yet. So.
Please raise your voice.
No, what I'm saying, still that discussion is with GRA is ongoing. We still have to meet.
So no tax was withheld during your time as Director of Finance?
Yeah. No, it
when
was never.
Contracts are awarded, no 10% was held?
It was just when I got back from suspension, this guy from GRA came
during your time, when you really worked as Director of Finance?
Before that, it was never
done?
Yeah, it was never done.
Yeah, just for the record. Yeah. Another issue, any question of Gandhi withholding tax, another issue is in relation to per diems.
In relation to?
Per diems and allowances that were paid during your period. Would you have?
Per diem.
Per diem.
Yeah.
All per diems paid and allowances paid during your time as Director of Finance?
Well, when you travel, you are paid per diem. If it is within the different rates, if it is within the Gambia, you are paid certain rates, and if you travel outside the country, you are paid certain rates. That's been determined by the service rule.
Yes.
And I checked that, and what you are entitled to.
And you will have records of the allowances paid whilst you serve as Director of Finance and the per diems paid?
I have the list how much they should be paid each, depending on whether you are a director.
But for the ones you have authorized, for those that have traveled and were paid per diems or allowances, you have to have a list.
I don't record a list. I process it. But if you want me to find out how much whoever traveled within that period of time, I can investigate. I can find out.
Yes, because this would be contained in your books of accounts.
Yeah, we can. I mean, in my time, anybody who traveled, I can go and investigate and bring the list.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
No problem.
You had spoken about the issue of employment. That people would be employed and just brought to your office without you knowing anything about those employment. Would that be correct?
It was, I brought it because there was a time they brought somebody into my department without my knowledge, and I didn't even know who he is, and I contacted them. Yes.
You believe what?
Well,
no, come again. I just want you to say what you were saying.
Yes, I said they employed somebody and it was sent to my department in the accounts.
Yes.
And that was the first time I saw it.
Yes.
I was never involved in any process before the person came.
Yes.
And I raised the matter. I talked to the establishment committee. I say, in future, if you bring in anybody or employing somebody, please get me involved in the interview and all whatever is there. As the head of department, I should know who is coming to my department and who is not. And they admitted their mistake and corrected it.
Did you write to them or you approached them? Talk to them.
It was a verbal. It was verbal. I didn't write.
And who was the individual that was?
The chairman of the establishment committee.
Who was this employee that was employed that you're referring to?
At that time, I think it was the cashier Maimuna Sala.
Maimuna Sala.
Yeah, Maimuna Sala, and
just Maimuna Sala.
Yes, she was also
And she worked as a cashier.
Cashier, yes, as a cashier.
So was the issue resolved?
Yeah.
Was that issue resolved?
Huh?
Was the issue resolved?
Yes, she was. She was employed.
Now, just two questions in relation to the Balid project.
Who?
Two questions in relation to the Balid project.
Well,
Balid project.
yeah, the Balid project, as I said, they employed people to run the Balid project, but I was looking over their financial stuff sometimes, just to make sure how much is coming in and how much is going out, how is expenditures and incomes and all those things.
Sometimes.
And yeah.
Why sometimes?
And they were also employed. It was in fact the same period when Maimuna was employed.
Yes.
And this lady also in Balid, they were also all employed without my knowledge. But when I raised the matter to them, they said, "Okay, we are sorry. Next time we will invite you in the process." Yeah, it was the same time the Balid staff was employed.
So
some of them.
So you said you were looking into their finances sometimes. Can you clarify what you meant by that?
Well, because Balid was not, they have their own account. There was an account, Balid
Yes.
account. And, revenue collected from Balid is sent to that, is deposited into that account. And,
Are you a signatory to that account?
I tried, huh?
Go ahead.
Yes, and I try to make sure all the bank statements, all the statements are in order. They are reconciled.
Well, was that done? Was that possible?
To reconcile all of them?
Yes.
Well, if any bank is not, if we can reconcile, and I contacted bank, like I said before,
Yes.
Mega Bank, we have problem with reconciliation, and I called them, they couldn't explain this, and we stopped banking with them. Yeah, so that's the thing I try to do, reconciliation, to make sure.
Do you have access to the Balid accounts as Director of Finance?
Yes, any bank account, we have access to it.
You as Director of Finance, were you given access to the Balid account?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
You have control over the finances of the Balid account?
Well, I have control over all the finances.
No, I'm asking about the Balid. Particularly about the Balid, because if you say yes, you have control, then you would be part of the people that will have primary responsibility. So did you have control over the Balid account?
I make sure I make sure what's going on in their Balid bank account, the transactions that take place there. I try to make sure I know about all those things. You
haven't still answered the question. As Director of Finance, you have control in your capacity over the Balid accounts.
Well, I'm not.
Would you say yes, or would you say no, or would you say to a certain degree?
They have an accountant at that time who actually takes care of those things.
Was the accountant under your supervision and control?
He's supposed to be on all of them. All financial
stuff. Was the accountant under your direct supervision and control?
Yeah, they're all under me.
Is not who I'm referring to. He or she is who I'm referring to.
Yes.
The individual as the accountant. Who was the accountant in fact?
When I started there, the accountant at Balid was Omar Jonga, I think.
Omar Jonga?
Omar Jonga, yeah.
Did you have direct control and supervision over Omar Jonga in his role as the Balid accountant?
Well, there was a time
Maybe you answer the question and then you can explain.
Yes.
Is your answer yes or no? Did you have direct control and supervision over Omar Jonga in relation to the Balid accounts?
Yes, I have direct control and supervision too.
Was Omar Jonga?
I have supervision control over him. Yeah.
Not direct.
Yeah, not directly, probably.
Doctor, you see, what is very interesting about you, which I do not want to really say, is that you seem to be economical with the truth.
Yeah.
You seem to be. Maybe you have had past experience, you don't want to step on certain people's toes. That's not really my worry. And then the questions you are asked, you really have to answer. You have a duty to answer these questions, whether it offends certain people or not. You have a duty to answer these questions. And these questions, no matter how uncomfortable they are, you will answer them. Yeah. Be rest assured, you will have to answer them. So the sooner you give answers, the better. Do you understand this?
Yes. Yes, he was under me.
Do you understand what I said?
Yeah, I know.
And not only must you answer them, you have to answer them honestly. Because if you happen to really misinform the commission, there's an offense. And you can be charged with that. And you can be charged for misinforming, giving false information, lying on the oath.
Yes.
And I would not hesitate to make that application. Trust me, I would not. So please, let's keep it civil and answer these questions.
Yeah.
Is that really clear?
Yes, you said well, Balid was under me.
Was Omar
Jonga, yes.
In his capacity as the accountant for the Balid project,
yes,
directly answerable to you?
Yes, it's answerable to me.
Was he accounting all the finances of the Balid project to you?
Yes, he comes. And as a matter of fact, if there was a problem with, they said, it was some kind of reconciliation problem.
Yes.
I called him into my office.
Yes.
And I told him to bring all his receipt books and everything.
Yes.
And the bank statement. And I did a reconciliation with him myself.
Good.
And everything was okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was Omar Jonga directly accounting to you, and how often was this done? Was he coming to your office every week, every month, every year to do this accounting? How was it done?
Well, usually every end of the month, I try to make sure all the bank accounts are reconciled.
Yes, yeah. And the payments that he will oversee, the collections in relation to this Balid account, all of those were accounted to you?
Yes, when you reconcile, you see all those payments.
Now, Doctor, if we ask you to provide us detailed information on reconciliation regarding all the transactions in relation to the Balid project, would you be able to do that?
Yeah, I did reconciliation with him.
Would you be able to do that? I had asked a very direct question. As Director of Finance and having direct control and supervision over the Balid project, if you are asked to produce all the books of accounts, every dollar that was paid in relation to this Balid project and how it was expended, would you be able to do that?
Well, one could be able to do it since we have a record.
No, will you be able to provide it as Director of Finance?
For me, I cannot provide that now because I left and so many things were done. But
during your time,
the accountant at the Balid should be able to provide that.
No, you gave an answer to the commission. You said you have had control. In fact, you said you have had direct control. Direct control. That they are answerable. He was answerable to you. He reports to you. You control him. And I repeated these questions numerous occasions. And you maintain your answer.
Counsel, the accountant keeps all the records of those transactions.
And he was doing that on your behalf?
I don't keep them in my...
No, Doctor, no. Yeah. The accountant was doing that in his capacity as an accountant.
Yes.
Who works under you.
Yes.
Who is being controlled by you.
Yes.
Who receives instructions from you.
Yeah.
And therefore is answerable to you and reports to you.
Yes.
We need those reports. We need those books of accounts. All of them. Yeah. For the period you have served as Director of Finance, we need that.
Well, if I need any information, I contact.
In fact, Madam Chairperson, we are applying the of account during the time you had served as Director of Finance in relation to the Balid project.
Yeah.
This is my order. Upon application by Council, you, Dr. Keita, is hereby ordered to produce all books of account for the Balid project during the period you serve as Director of Finance. And this is to be produced on or before the let me take it again because I was trying to cross-check the date. Upon application by Council, you, Dr. Keita, is hereby ordered to produce all books of account for the Balid project during the period you serve as Director of Finance on or before the 16th of October 2024. I make no further orders.
As the Commission places. Now, Doctor,
Yes.
were you as well sanctioning payments to Espas Motors or Quantum Net in relation to the Balid, to the trucks?
Was I? Can you repeat that?
Sanctioning payments as Director of Finance together with the CEO, were you involved in all payments made to Espas Motors or Quantum Net in relation to the payment for the trucks that were acquired?
Yeah, for the trucks, yeah. Well, we made, yeah, we did some payments.
Were you involved in any of the payments that were made to Quantum Net or Espas Motors?
Yes.
You were involved?
Yeah, yes.
For all the payments during your time?
Espas.
We would need you to provide us with all the detailed payments that were made as well to Quantum Net or Espas Motors.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Now, Doctor,
Yes.
what was the source of these monies that were paid to Espas Motors or Quantum Net? Was it from the revenue generated by the Balid project or the general funds of council?
The money paid to Espas Motors.
Yes.
Yes, partially. The money collected through Balid, and we sometimes take money from K.M.C. main account.
Do you know why?
Proceed. Well, sometimes Balid money collected is not enough.
Was
to
it?
Pay, and it wasn't enough.
Was it a possibility that the Balid project could have paid for all the 19 or 21 compactor trucks?
The Balid project probably cannot pay for its own, cannot pay for the trucks by itself, because the revenue generated was too small.
The revenue is not too small, but compared to the value that is said that the trucks what at the time, maybe it would not make sense for the Balid, for the revenue generated from the Balid to finance the cost.
It cannot. It cannot because it's not. As a matter of fact, the council is not a profit-making organization or institution. I mean, they are providing services to the community.
Yes.
That's why they are charging Balid collection for only $10.
Yes.
You know, that alone cannot pay for these trucks.
Was this information known at the time by those who entered into contract with Espas Motors that the agreement in itself wouldn't make sense because the revenue from the Balid?
I was not there.
No, just hear me out. Just hear me out. Was this information?
Yeah.
The idea. Oh, okay. If you were not there, you were not there in the meeting, you said, or you were not in council?
I was not at the council at the time when this started.
Yes. Yeah. But now, as Director of Finance,
yes,
you came in, you were employed.
Yeah.
Would it make sense to any Director of Finance to advise that, well, looking at the revenue of council, it would not make sense because the amount cannot pay for this value?
Yeah, as I said in my when I first appeared, I tried to call the representative at Espas to discuss the matter, but he didn't show up. We tried to get him in for the second time. He didn't show up, And that was when the mayor said, well, leave it, because we tried for the first time, he promised to come, the second time he didn't come. He said, well,
The mayor did not say leave him.
Yeah.
That's not correct.
But my...
the mayor told you to leave the issue. The mayor did not tell you to leave him.
No, as I said...
Contained in your, no, wait a minute. It's contained in your statement.
Yeah.
You have to speak clearly,
Yeah.
and you have to maintain a certain set of fact. And I ask you this because you know why I'm asking you this question. The mayor did not tell you to leave him because you could not reach him. The mayor told you to leave the issue because you could not, because you were confronting the issue.
Well, I assume because the man didn't show up for the second time. That's why.
Correct?
Yes.
Do I need to read your statement?
Yeah, so because...
Do I need to read your statement?
Well, yes, no, I know, because that's what I said.
Yes. So what you are saying now is totally incorrect with respect to what you have said in your statement and in your oral testimony.
No,
I
just want to explain that statement I
And
gave.
I am a bit disappointed.
Yeah.
I'm a bit disappointed because you said in your statement, let me read the first page, on the issue of loan. When I joined the council in 2020, I did not find any loan at the council. Yes, same paragraph is the last paragraph of the first page. The third line says, second line, sorry, I found at the council was the Balid loan, and K.M.C was paying into Ajib Bank. Based on the agreement for the Balid project, it was a bit complicated. You even corrected the completed to say it is complicated. And I said to myself that we need to involve one Jim Gay at Espas Motors and consulted mayor about it, but he told me to leave it as it is.
Well, to clarify this area, I contacted Jim Gay to come so we can discuss the matter.
Yes.
The first time he didn't show up.
Yes.
And the second time I went to the mayor's office.
Yes.
And I called Jim Gay.
Yes.
And for some reason, he was busy. He didn't show up. That was when the mayor told me to leave it. Leave him.
No.
Leave it.
Let me read further.
So I just want to clarify.
Let me read further your statement. You see, it's just, this is written. You have a PhD. You don't come here to clarify anything. You know what you wrote, and it's all black and white.
I know, yes.
You are highly educated.
Yes.
You don't do that to yourself. Let me read further what you've said. You said, when I went through the agreement to of the project, the mode of servicing the Balid project was so complicated, I never wanted Ajib to take advantage of the council. The Balid project could be best described as a special agreement between council and Ajib Bank because the garbage trucks were probably used as collateral. I understand that the garbage trucks were overpriced from the information I had from CEO Martin Sonko at the time when she was invited at Paradise in special morning show with Pandiri. So you went further to try to explain the nature of the complexity of the Balid project.
Yes.
And that you were not satisfied with.
Yes, that's the truth.
Yes,
whatever I said there is the truth.
So let's maintain the truth.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to clarify that why the mayor said we leave it as it is.
Yes.
Because the man didn't show up for the second time.
So, what were you trying to clarify? What were you trying to clarify?
I was trying to find out because it's not a conventional type of loan.
Exactly.
It was a kind of a pre-arrangement with whatever they have done.
Exactly.
And I was just, as I said before, I'm there to serve the interests of the council.
That's it.
That's the whole thing.
And in your testimony today, you had told the commissioners that, look, knowing the revenue of council from the Balid, it was never going to serve, never going to pay off this price.
Cannot.
Is that correct?
That's true.
Good. That will be all for us, from us, Honorable Chairperson, for now.
Okay.
For Dr. Keita, we will certainly call Dr. Keita, and when we analyze the exhibits that he is to bring.
Yes, Dr. Keita, I have a few questions.
Yes.
At the dome side, the revenues collected, how is it factored in your books of account?
When the revenue is collected, they bring it to the cashiers. The collectors deposit the money to the cashier, and the cashier will take it to the bank, or they call the bank to come and collect.
That is not what I am asking.
Oh, okay.
I said the revenue you collect at the Balid.
Okay.
At the dump site.
Yes.
Sorry. How did you factor it into your revenue books?
Well, they have a Balid account. There is a special bank account from Balid. So all the revenue collected from Balid is deposited into that account.
No.
And we have
maybe I made a mistake. What I am referring to, or let me put the question this way.
Yes.
At the dump site,
Yes.
is there any revenue being collected at the dump site?
Yes. Yes, they do.
There is a revenue collected.
Yes.
How did you what is the classification of the revenue?
It's under the Balid. They put it on the Balid because the Balid manager keeps a record of all the money collected at the dump site, plus with the trucks too.
We trust that we will have clarity on that when you present the documents or relating to the Balid project.
Okay.
Yes. Now, the other question I have is the issue of deletion of records by the finance officers under your department.
Yeah.
What is your take?
Well,
Sorry, let me finish the question. What is your take as Director of Finance? Yes. Because you have told the Commission that the issue of the deletion was sent to the establishment committee for them to look into.
Yes.
And you don't know the outcome.
Yes.
And having recourse to your responsibility under the financial accounting manual, do you think that you ought to have left it as it is as Director of Finance?
Actually, I should have followed it up to see the end of it, what has been found. But since it was handed over to the establishment committee to do the investigation, I didn't know what strategy they have to complete.
Now, Dr. Keita.
Yes.
If you don't follow up, how do you account for a proper reconciliation when these issues are raised? Do you think it's a valid excuse for you to have left it hanging?
No, I should not. Because one thing we try to do, we try to pinpoint somebody who has the authority to delete stuff from the computer.
So how long has that taken you to do?
It didn't take long. We made corrections after that. I was in a suspension. All these things happened when I was kicked out. But and I didn't.
But when you came back,
that short period. When I came back, what
was the issues that were resolved when you followed up and found out? What did you do?
When I came back from my suspension, this issue was never raised. But what I try to do is to make sure we authorize specific people to make deletion from the system. Not everybody or certain.
So would it be correct to say that every transaction that you must have reconciled when you came back, it would not be a correct reconciliation of your books of account because you do not have a full report to show you the extent of deletion and how that have impacted on the revenue?
Yeah, you see.
Answer the question.
Yes.
Answer the question first. I said, would it be correct to say that when you came back, you couldn't have made any proper reconciliation?
Yes.
Because there were issues hanging, and you cannot possibly make a proper reconciliation of your books of account because of incidences like this, which were not resolved.
The deletion will not affect the reconciliation in a way because the money was not deposited at the bank.
Thank you.
Yes,
Now, you have said that as Director of Finance, you believe that the servicing of the loan for the trucks is not wasn't sustainable vis-a-vis with what was obtained and what is to be collected to service it. So as Director of Finance, we need to see the records of what you have done in terms of creating a clarity. Have you had any written transactions to show your own position as Director of Finance?
Well,
have you had any written, you understand, back and forth with the project to show where you stand with respect to the servicing of this?
No, I'd never write anything about Balid.
Thank you.
Never wrote.
So,
just for Dr. To, first, people, let me clarify. Impressed, were you issuing out, impressed being issued out in accordance with the financial manual when you were Director of Finance?
You said?
Impressed.
What did you say? Can you
impressed.
repeat?
You know impressed? IMPREST. Do you get me?
You said I'm not hearing.
Whether the CEO was authorizing impressed expenditure.
Whether the CEO was
authorizing impressed.
Yeah, all payments go through the CEO. All requests for payments, the CEO has to sign first before I sign payment.
Do you know what an impressed is?
Huh?
Do you know what an impressed is?
Yeah, or the impressed, yeah.
What is an impressed?
Of course, these are expenses that usually we give it to the managers or the supervisors to take care of petty problems that they may face.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what is the process?
Well, the process is the request is written by the supervisor or the manager.
Yes.
And the impress for the request.
Yes.
And it goes to the CEO.
Yes.
And the CEO will approve it or reject it, and it comes to my desk.
Yes.
And when there is money to be paid for, enough money to pay for it,
yes.
I sign it and give him the price and let the person know that he has to retire.
Yes.
He has to retire, that the impress where the money is spent on whatever is their receipts or whatever the backup, he has to bring it before we can issue another impress.
So do you have records of all the impress that were authorized by the CEO?
The impress, it's there. We have an impress account. Yeah,
yes.
All of them are there.
You have the records for all the officers or employees or managers that were sent applications or requests for impress and were granted.
Yeah, all of them are there.
Okay. Please, provide us with. And were all this retired as well?
Yes, impress are retired before you are given another
generally,
one.
But was that the case in council?
Yes. To my knowledge, when I'm there, I make sure they are retired before they get another one. Yes.
So
during my time, I know.
Yeah. So you provide us with all the necessary information regarding that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson.
Doctor, please note that what he has asked you, because I did not see you writing.
The impress.
He has asked you, Council, can you please repeat what you have asked him?
Yes, for all impress that were authorized by the CEO, the request therein, and then the authorization and the retirement, if any.
Yes, I have it.
Thank you.
I wrote it down. Yeah.
Please note it.
Yes.
So thank you so much, Doctor. We will be calling you again.
All right.
You are hereby discharged.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Madam Witness. Good morning, Madam Witness.
Good morning.
Welcome to this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and Related Matters. What is your religion?
Muslim.
In which language do you wish to make your testimony?
Wolof.
Do you wish to swear by the Holy Quran or make an affirmation? Okay, Madam Chair, the witness wishes to make an affirmation. Okay, use your right hand, raise your right hand into the air and then repeat after me. I,
Jang,
do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare and affirm that the evidence
with evidence
I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing
but nothing
but the truth.
but the truth.
Thank you. You may be kindly seated. Madam Chair, the witness is sworn. I have to hand over the witness to you for us to proceed.
Good morning, Madam Jang.
Morning, ma.
You are welcome.
Thank you.
Council, can we proceed?
Yes, Honorable Chairperson, the Assistant Counsel will lead the witness.
Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning, Madam Jang. Could you tell... Jang?
I'm fine.
Okay. Please tell the Commission your names. Mangi tudon Ndeye Kewe Jang.
Ndeye Kewe Jang are my names.
What is your address?
For the coffee?
Lamin CDC.
Lamin CDC.
Do you still work for K.M.C?
And I believe K.M.C.
Wow.
Yes, I do.
When did you join K.M.C?
And I can't door K.M.C.
April 1st, 2014.
1st of April 2014.
Do you have your appointment letter with you?
And I'm got appointment letter.
Wow.
Yes.
Were you confirmed?
And I'm got confirmation.
Did it?
No.
You were not promoted at any point?
And I'm not promote. Yes, I was.
Do you have the promotion letter with you?
And I'm got promotion letter.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, kindly provide us with the offer of appointment and the promotion letter you have with you.
And I legally promotion be letter employment letter.
Madam Kewe, for the upgrading, you have the photocopy. Do you have the original, or when you go to council, would you be able to get the original from council?
And as a promotion, we never got original. The one copy, and a leg in Namunga easy original. We should Delaware council.
Wow, Sumadelo Nako.
Yes, if I go back, I will search for it.
You can kindly provide us with the original of the upgrading letter.
And I'm going to try to katan gamna nyujo original ambidenga. Okay, I'll do that.
We apply to tender the offer of appointment of Madam Ndeye Kewe Jang, dated the 25th of March 2014, signed by Pakali Fasanyam for CEO. And upgrading letter dated 28th day of July 2022, addressed to the witness, Madam Ndeye Kewe Jang, signed by Dembo Ja for the CEO, into evidence as an exhibit.
And I legally can't you do it and you see commission, you make a certain war.
Ban.
Okay.
A letter dated the 25th of March 2014 with reference KMC/ADM/074 addressed to Ndei Kewe Jang, Latrikunda, Kanifing Municipality, with the subject of appointment. The letter is signed by Pa Khalifa Sanyang for Chief Executive Officer. It is copied to the Lord Mayor, K.M.C, Director of Finance, Director of Internal Audit, Trade License Manager, IT Manager, Chairman, Establishment and Appointment Committee, Chairman, Local Government Service Commission. The second letter is dated the 28th of July 2022 with reference KMC/HR/001 addressed to Ndei Kewe Jang, a license collector, KMC, with the subject upgrading. The letter is signed by Demboja for Chief Executive Officer. It is copied to the Lord Mayor, Director of Finance, License Manager, Internal Audit and Payroll. These two documents are admitted together as exhibit in evidence and they are marked as LGC/NKJ/KMC/001.
As the Commission pleases. Madam Kewe, do you remember making a statement with the investigators of this commission?
Nama bunga fatale kune musunga jo fi kadu moy I statement. Si investigator si.
Wow,
Yes, I fully remember.
Now you'll be provided with your statement. You can go through it and confirm the contents of the statement, please.
Then a statement be lutanga johol new jolan ko moy prunga set. Na bo moy sakari ngam na yunga johe on fi na date.
Momla.
What's that?
Yes, this is the very statement.
And you still go by the contents of the statement?
Nena legi dafa melni yangi weru si kari ngam na yunga wasi statement be.
Wow.
Yes.
Chair, we apply to tender the statement of the witness, Madam Ndei Kewe Jang, dated the 24th of July 2024 into evidence as an exhibit.
The statement dated the 24th of July 2024 from the witness, Ndei Kewe Jang, is hereby admitted in evidence as an exhibit and it is marked as LGC/NKJ/KMC/002.
As the Commission pleases. Now, Madam Jang, you're responsible for revenue collections at Dipakunda Zone.
Nena yaw dekanga fingare ne ka collection bi moy zone bu neka Dipakunda.
Dipakunda ban at.
May I know exactly which year was this?
You have it in your statement that you were collecting revenue for Dipakunda Zone.
Nena lisa karla bu neka sa statement bi nena yaw.
Wa dama waxoon ne Dipakunda bi ma just starté KMC.
Yes, I said that when I started working for KMC.
And you've been in Dipakunda Zone from 2014 to when?
Then abu nyayo be fofu ati 2014 be kan yangi Dipakunda.
Dipakunda 1 month rek la fa am fofu dama fa ñewon rek pour training bu ma just starté license.
I was there just for 1 month. Normally I was there as an attaché to train when I was just employed.
In 2018, where were you?
Then 2018 for nekon.
Talending left 2.
I was at Talending left 2.
And you're still at Talending in this, for this particular period, you're still at Talending and at Talending South?
Yes.
Then I for young Talending South.
Now, do you have a register for the trade license you've been collecting for these businesses?
Then I am register in trade license in the collect.
Question boma like legi ni dama fon nga ne Talending la nekkon 2018 at bu nekka dafa am zone bo de nekka.
Normally the last question that was asked about 2018, I want to just make it clear that
I understand. I asked about 2018 and I made mention of currently as well.
Okay.
Then I want after 2018 legi mu ngi laajte legi ni.
Wa legi ni ma ngi Talending South.
Right now, I am at Talending South.
When you were in Talending Left 2, do you have the register of businesses you collect these license from?
Nena binga ne kon Talending Left 2. Nena ba am nga register ingam ne business inga de jeli wala finga de collect ye finko binde mo register. Na am nga kon.
Wa am na ko dañ ko de input ba pare jox ko suñ manager bi.
Yes, I do, but normally we used to input them and pass it to the manager.
At the time, who was your manager in 2018 at Talending Left 2?
Jamano bobu nena kan mo nekon sa manager Talending Left 2.
K.M.C Fatajo.
K.M.C Fatajo.
Now, we want you to provide the register of businesses you collect these trade license from for 2018 whilst you were Talending Left 2. Do you understand?
Nena lay lañ buga moy pour nga isi ñu register bo bi nga am ne fofu nga bindon business yépp fi nga am ne fofu nga def collection si 2018 bi nga nekkoon Talending Left 2.
Wa baax na.
Okay.
You'll be provided a piece of paper and a pen. You can note that down, please.
Nena dañ la jox kayit ak pen pour nga koy bind jox nañ la kayit léegi loolu la war mooy bind ko yépp lu ñu laajte nga bind ko foofu pour nga bañ a fàtte.
Do you have that down?
Yes.
Okay, for 2018, you already noted the register of businesses. Now your cash book, do you have your cash book for 2018-19 and up to date, or 2023 rather?
Nena léegi soo bàyyi xel lu ñu la laajte mooy affaire registration bi pour business bi nga nekkoon Talending Left 2 nena bind nga boobu nena léegi ñu ngi laa laajte affaire cash book du xam nga luy cash book jóge ko 2018 ba 2023.
Do you have all those cash books with you?
Nena am nga cash book yooyu yëpp.
Wow, am na ko.
Yes, I do.
Okay, now for 2019 up to 2023, we also need the list of businesses, the register of businesses you've been collecting these revenue from. Do you understand? You can note it down as well.
Comme bind nga bu 2018 léegi ñu nga laajte registration yooyu yëpp yi nga am ne jóge ko 2019 ba 2023 nga daldi leen ici yëpp pour nga bind ko nga bañ a fàtte.
Now may we please have the cash books, please.
Nena ndaa mun nañu am cash books yi pour ñu seet ko.
And Madam Kewe, in these cash books, or do you have different entry books, would I call it choir books, that you will have your invoice? I understand you've been issuing invoices to some of these businesses that you've been collecting revenue from. Do you have your invoice book?
Nena mun na nekk wala yëg na ne mun na nekk yow tamit danga dee joxe invoices. Invoice yi mooy kayit yi nga xam ne danga leen ko dee jox borom bitik yi balaa nga dem foofu pour mun a xam ñaata bitik wala ñaata lañu war a fay pour nga jël xaalis boobu. Nena invoice yooyu tamit su fekkee ne danga ko dee joxe kon mun naa nekk am nga bookam fi nga xam ne foofu nga ko dee bind lu ñuy wax acquire book.
Dañ ko dee duga input suñ ko bindee dañ ñun suñ ko joxee dañ dee ñëw ñu input ko ñu jox ko suñ manager yi.
Whenever those are distributed, we come and record it in the input and just pass it to our managers.
Where do you normally do the input? As in, where would you write input and submit?
Nena fan nga de input fan nga de bind input pare nga dal di ko joxe foo ko dee bindee.
Invoice book bi 3 copy la dafa am original ak ñaari duplicate. Suñ joxee benn bi ñaari daf dee des ci ñun. So benn bi lañ dee téye ñun collector bi ñu input ba pare ñu jox ko suñ lifin.
The invoices normally the book is having 3 duplicates. So when you write, you give one to the businessman, then the other one was given to the managers, and the one remaining we kept that.
But you were not keeping any records of the invoice you've been issuing to these businessmen, as in your personal records. We understand that there was a revenue collector that came here and had an invoice book. just like the Squire book. So you did not have something like the Squire book where you've been making the entries of the invoice you've been issuing.
Nena nda yow sa boppa am nga quoi bu bi nga xamne comme façon bi because sa morom am na ku ñëw fi mo woné na lu melni li mom am na quoi bu bi nga xamne invoice bi nga xamne def ko dé issue def ko dé record fofu nena nda yow am nga lolu
déedéet man awma loolu.
no I don't.
Okay, that's fine. Madam Chair, we apply to tender the cash books of Madam Ndaikewe Jang, ranging from year 2018 to 2023 into evidence as an exhibit.
The 6 cash books maintained by the witness, Ndaikewe Jang, covering the period 2018 to 2023, are hereby admitted in evidence and marked as LGC/NKG/KMC/003.
As the Commission pleases. Now, Madam K, you mentioned that the invoice you've been serving on these businessmen, you will now give it to your boss. You mean Mr. Kemo, or at the time, who exactly were you giving these invoice books to?
Then I want the invoice books be ya loko de def moy da ko de delo joko sa boss nena koku moy kan.
Invoice book yi duñ ko dé délo jox ko suñ boss Mr. Kemo. Invoice book yi dañ ko dé délo accounts. Suñ input yi lañ dé def ci flash jox ko Mr. Kemo suñ boss. It's
only our inputs that we used to give to our boss, but for the invoices we don't usually give it to our boss. We take it to accounts.
Okay, so the inputs that you've been recording and giving it to your boss, we want you to provide that to the Commission.
Nena legi luñ bëgga moy input yi nga xamne yow bu fa wax nga ko ne so len ko entire da ko jox sa boss. Nena bobu tamit dañ ko soxla pour nga def sa carte nga dal di ko ici.
Baxna.
Now when you receive that revenue you've been collecting from these businessmen, what exactly do you do with the money?
Nena legi so demé jël lampo ñu nga xamne fay nañ la xaliss. Yow xaliss bobu noko def wala foko de yobu?
Dama ko de indi K.M.C. ci cashier bi ma fay ko.
I used to take it to K.M.C. cashier where I make my payment.
And then?
Ci kaw lolu.
Suma cashier bi joxe receipt madam Audit.
Have you always been present at the audit department for audit?
Nena dang fa defeke bu ñuy audit dang de dem di audit sa kayit yi.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, that's not the case in the internal audit report. There was a time you've not been present for auditing.
Nena wax nga ne waaw de nena waaye soo ko seetee si audit bi daal ñoom lu ñu wax ak yow sa waaw bi de bokkut de nena am na jamono yi nga xam ne yow doo woon di dem de wala doo dee fekkee audit bi doo fa dee dem.
Like, for example, in the audit, internal audit report of the year 2022 from January to December.
Nena soo ko seetee audit report bi nga xam ne joxe nañ ko jógee ko January bi December 2022.
There is no record of you being present at the audit department for audit.
Nena loolu amul loo xam ne feeñal ne yow dang fa dee dem di dem audit nena loolu ñu gis mooy yow doo woon di fekkee wala doo dee dem.
A month is chosen out of this whole year, and that for that whole year, for that whole month, I beg your pardon, you were not present for auditing.
Nena ci kaw at boobu noonu jógee ko bi December am nañ at bi nga xam ne de wax nañ ko ne at bo excuse me weer bi nga xam ne weer woowu yow mosuloo fa dem pour dem def sa audit.
So do you have an explanation to this?
Nena am nga li nga bëgg a wax foofu wala baatulu.
Dama dee dem audit.
I used to go to audit.
Ban la gaay wax waaye dama dee dem
I
audit.
don't know which month those they say, but I do go to audit.
Now I'll give you the 2022 internal audit report.
Nena léegi am lu may def mooy pour mu jox la 2022 audit report.
But before giving you that, I want you to let us know if there is any instance you were on leave or you were sick or any time that you know you've not been present for auditing.
Nena léegi balaa ñu def loolu dañ lay laajte ndax pour nga mën a xalaat su fekkee ne mën ngaa fàttaliku ndax am na jamono bi nga xam ne mu nga feebar dem loo liggéey wala keroog mun loo dem liggéey wala am na lu xew ndax yooyu bokk na si.
Waaw mun na see bokk because 2022 amoon naa doom.
Yes, it might be true because it might happen. In the year 2022, I was having a baby.
And if you were on confinement leave, your boss or manager should know about this and they will inform the admin about it and it will be noted in the audit report. Am I right?
Nena tamit su fekkee ne da nga amoon confinement leave nena loolu da nga gis ne nañ ko yëg sa boss danañ ko yëg te suñ ko paree tamit danañ ko def management ñu binde ko nena du dëgga.
Loolu mooy dëgga.
That is the truth.
Okay. And if it's confinement, it will be indicated confinement, right?
Nena su fekkee ne confinement danañ ko wone ne ñëwuloo fekkewuloo waaye lii moo tax mooy confinement.
Dëgga la.
Yes, true.
So now, on this audit report, nothing like that is indicated. But the good thing for you is your manager made an excuse that you were on leave. Were you on leave?
Nena soo ko seetee si audit bi de loolu moom feeñut foofu ne confinement la nena waaye sa manager bi tamit am na jàppale bu mu la jàppale de parce que lu mu wax mooy yow da nga nekkoon si leave léegi laajte bi mooy ndax yaa ngi woon si leave.
2022 dem naa leave.
Yes, I have a leave in the year 2022.
What leave were you on?
Nena ban façon leave la woon.
Demoon naa leave confinement. Demoon naa suma annual leave.
I went for both confinement and annual.
Okay, but you can now take a look at the audit report. That's not indicated, it just states on leave. And if you're on leave, the administration will be aware of it and it will be indicated here that you are on confinement leave.
Nena lii de ñaare luy leeraloon ñu waaw lu ñu wax mooy leave nena te soo ko seetee sama fa daa ko gis parce que sa boss wala ku munta nekk mun na bind mu leeral ban façon leave la ndax confinement la ndax annual.
Because there are several leaves, you know.
Nena am na leave yu ute.
But this leave is not specific.
Nena lii lu mu la wax leeralut mu ne leave rek.
It's either that's what you told your boss or is your boss making up an excuse for you. So the leave is not even specific. But if you were on leave, we would like to see the leave letter for that period.
Nena xamut de ndax dëgg la yaa ngi woon si leave wala sa boss daf la woon di jàppale pour mun a wax ne yaa ngi woon di leave waaye léegi des na si yow te waa jëna xam su fekkee ne dëgg la yaa ngi woon si leave kon ñun de dinañ soxla sa leave letter bi. Pour ñu leeral ko.
Baax na dina indi suma leave letter bi suma boss jàppale wut ma dama nekkoon leave.
He was not assisting me. Really, I was on leave, but I will try to bring the leave letter.
Okay, that's fine. You can provide the letter.
Nena waaw loolu moom lu am lu baax la nga jàppale ñu si letter bi.
Now, were you receiving sorry, before I get to that issue, does any of the commissioners have a question for this witness before I move to the next? No?
No.
No, question.
Now, are you aware?
Proceed.
Thank you, ma'am. Madam Kewe, I earlier asked you about the invoice books, the duplicates. You said you've been submitting at the finance department.
Nena mung so fatale ko check out tuti mung lo de like affaire kaito yung hamne yaw sabu ko wanga ko ne duplicate si dan ko de yobu finance.
Wow, remember now.
Yes.
And if they're really at the finance department, the auditors will have access to it to know that you've really been submitting these.
Nena te fogna ne wala gomna ne so feke ne yaw kaito yo ko ben ko wahe non nga ko def yow nga ko finance. Kon nga gis ne auditors yi bu ñoy def seen liggéey te nañ ko gis te dina leer nañ xam ne dëgg dan ko de yobu fofu si finance. That it?
Wow.
Yes.
When you go to finance department to return these duplicates, who exactly do you give these duplicates to?
Nena legi sa po fa wax nga ko ne su pare de ko de yobu joko finance. Nena legi fofa finance so fa demé. Sit lo hokan nga ko de dugal.
Kausu Jane.
Kausu Jane.
And he's the what?
Nena koku moy kan?
Moy ku ñu dee jox book.
Is the one we used to hand over these books.
What is his designation? Do you know?
No.
Okay.
Nena xam nga lan moy liggéeyam bi wala mom ban place la amé foofu. No.
Because there is an issue of you not presenting your invoice as queried in 2020 national audit.
Nena soko sété 2020 national audit bi tamit de amna luñ fa feñal ne yaw do di dugal sa kayit yoy nonu fofu.
And are you even aware of this national audit?
Nena ba yeg nga international audit wala national audit bobu?
Yegon nako.
Yes, I was aware.
Ma buma ko yegé ma dem fofu.
But when I was aware, I then proceeded therein.
Mané ko dañu wax ne man delo ma suma 2020 invoice book.
And I complained to him that it was said that I don't brought my 2020 invoice book.
Mu ne ñun buñ ñom ñëwé won nañ leen yépp invoice book yi yépp won nañ leen.
And the response was that when the auditors came there, they saw them all these books, invoice books.
Ma relax.
Then I relaxed.
Okay, but that's not what was captured in the 2020 national audit.
Then I was also said luñ feñal ci 2020 national audit boku tak li nga wax.
It stated that you are among the people that were not submitting the invoice books.
Nena luñ fa waxe nena yow sa bopa de joxon nañ la wala dañ la joxon wala tumal la ne yow tam bokk nga ci ñi nga xamne duñ dé ici sen invoice books ci de.
But we'll however find out from Mr. Kausu Jane as you mentioned.
Nena way comme yow fum ne ni da nga limal fi nit moy Kausu nena ñun le nañ def suñ katan pour topa ko mëna xam dal li nga walu am la wala det.
Do you understand?
Nena leer na ci yow. Yes, I do.
Now, have you been receiving the 1% commission?
Nena lu ñuy wax 1% commission. Nena bokk nga ci ñu ko dé am.
Wa bokk na ci.
Yes, I was.
Okay. And when you receive this 1% commission, there is a document that you signed, or it was paid over the it was paid through your bank, or it was paid over the counter?
Nena nga wax ñu ban façon naka nga ko lay joté ban yoon da ci banque bi nga to ko dé am wala dañ la ko dé o fay la ko ci table lu ñuy wax table payment.
Table payment la dé nek.
I do go to the payment, it's a table payment.
And what?
Da nga sign,
You sign.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Now, do you have any other business other than the K.M.C. job?
Nena su dul liggéey bi nga nekk K.M.C. nda dafa am safara bi nga dee def wala am na business bi nga dee def?
Awma business bu ma dee def.
No, I don't have business.
Do you have a car?
Nena ana sa moto? Am nga moto?
Awma moto.
No, I don't have a car.
Do you have any property in your name?
Nena am nga kër sa tur si nga am ne sa tur la nekk?
Déedéet.
No.
How many bank accounts do you have?
Nena ñaata banque ñaata compte nga am si banque? Bank accounts. How many bank accounts?
Trust bank suma salary
Yes.
account bi ak suma current account.
I have two, my saving accounts and my current account.
Both at Trust Bank.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, before you leave, you can kindly provide the details of your account to the registrar of the commission.
Nena legi suñ la baye bala nga dem nga dal def sa katan nga joko sa account number bi moy registre honorable ku tok nono sa camera.
All right, unless, sorry, the last question. Do you have any loans aside from the 1/6? Do you receive any support or do you have any loan with K.M.C?
Nena sudul 1/6 bi nga xamne nguur gi ñolé lepp nena sudul bobu yow sa bofa am nga bor K.M.C bi nga xamne ya ko lepp nda am nga jappalé bu nga xamne dañ la tay jappalé ludul bor ci K.M.C.
Musuma am loan KMC.
No, I have never acquired a loan at K.M.C.
That's fine. Unless there's any question from the commissioners, that will be all for this witness. Then until we go through her cash books, then we'll probably call her.
Madam Jang, do you have any insurance policy
Nena am nga insurance
written
policy.
in your name by the council?
Bi nga xamne ci sa tour la nek ci council.
Health insurance?
No.
Did it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming.
Nena jërëjëf sa ñëwaay bi.
We will call you back
Nena lu ñu def
when
moy
the
nañ la
need
owaat.
arises.
Waaw bi nga xamne suñu soxla nañ la owaat de nga.
You are discharged.
Nena bay nañ la fu mu ne ni.
And please endeavor to bring these books.
Nena li nga xamne wax nañ la ko nga
What you
def ko
have
nga
been
isi ko.
asked to bring by Monday.
Lepp li nga xamne wax nañ la fu nga isi ko nga def sa katan altine nga isi ko de nga.
Council, do we have another witness?
Yes, there is a witness.
Good afternoon, Mr. Witness. Good afternoon, Mr. Witness.
Good afternoon, sir.
Welcome to this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and Related Matters. What is your religion?
Muslim. Islam.
Okay. In which language do you wish to make your testimony?
English.
Do you wish to swear by the Holy Quran or make an affirmation?
Affirmation.
Madam Chair, the witness wishes to make an affirmation. Okay.
If
Shall be
shall be
the truth,
the truth,
the whole truth,
the whole truth,
and nothing
and nothing
but the truth.
but the truth.
Thank you. You may be kindly seated. Madam Chair, the witness is sworn. I have the honor to hand over the witness to you for us to proceed.
Good afternoon, Mr. Jonga.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair.
You are welcome.
Thank you, ma'am.
Council, can we proceed?
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Please tell the commission your name, your full name, sir.
My name is Omar Jonga.
Jonga, what is your address?
I'm a resident of Chabang.
And your educational background, sir?
I started my secondary school education. I started primary school education, then to secondary, Larikunda Secondary, and then to high school O-level. And I also went to Business Training Center. I did information and technology. I also went to MDI, where I did certificates, where I have a certificate in commercial studies, finance and bookkeeping, business organization, people in business, and I also have a certificate in commercial management, and I also have a diploma, one.
But you recall giving a statement to the investigators?
Yes.
They will show you a copy of the statement.
Yes.
Please go through it. I believe it is a 2-page statement, correct?
Yes, sir.
Do you confirm that that is a statement that was obtained from you by the investigators?
Yes, sir.
We apply to tender the statement of the witness Omar Jonga. Date is 4th of September 2023 into evidence as an exhibit.
The witness statement dated the 4th of September 2023 made by Omar Jonga is hereby admitted in evidence as an exhibit, and it is marked as LGC/OJ in brackets 1/KMC/001.
As the commission places. Now, you work for the Carnival Municipal Council.
Yes, sir.
Do you still work for the council?
Yes, sir.
Do you have your appointment letter?
Yes, I do.
Were you confirmed, sir?
No, sir.
Do you know why you were not confirmed?
No, sir.
Okay, may I please see your appointment letter?
I have a lot of appointment letters, though.
Okay, how many do you have?
Let me check. I have 6 here.
All right, may I please see these 6 appointment letters?
That's the original.
We apply to tender an offer of temporary appointment to witness Omar Jonga. The date is 5th of November 1996, signed by Ibrahim D. Jobate for the municipal clerk. We have the redeployment as revenue collector and Balid project. 10th of July 2019, signed by Dembo Ja for the acting CEO. And we have the temporal redeployment as debt collector. October 17th, 2019. A letter addressed to the witness with the heading redeployment as revenue collector, Balid project. 30th October 2019. So in the month of October, you were redeployed twice.
Of course, sir.
The first being on the 17th of October 2019 as a debt collector.
Yes, sir.
But the same month of October, on the 30th, you were redeployed back to the Balid project.
Yes, sir.
Do you know why?
Okay. It was like I've been redeployed from one place to another. Maybe best known to them, but it wasn't something that I really know about. But I know that they've been like deploying me from one place to another, just like that.
Okay, thank you. And the last is the redeployment as compliance officer, 24th of September 2020. And the last one is the promotion and redeployment. 1st November 2022, addressed to the witness Omar Jonga, signed by Dembo Ja for the CEO. The deployment is to the position of senior license collector, effective from 1st November 2022, all into evidence as an exhibit.
A letter dated the 5th of November 1996 with reference K.M.C. /ADM/staff addressed to Mr. Omar Jonga, number 8 Imam Matar Jete Street, Dipakunda, with the subject offer of temporal appointment. It is signed by Ibrahim D. Jobate for municipal clerk, copied to chairman, treasurer, and systems unit. A letter dated 10th July 2019 with reference KMC/HR/076 addressed to Omar Jonga, data officer, KMC, with the subject redeployment as revenue collector on Balid project. The letter is signed by Demboja. For Acting Chief Executive Officer, it is copied to the Lord Mayor K.M.C, Director of Finance, Director of Internal Audit, IT Manager, Project Manager. A letter dated the 17th of October 2019 with reference KMC/HR/076 addressed to Omar Jonga, Revenue Collector, Balid, with the caption Temporal Redeployment as Debt Collector. And it is signed by Demboja for Acting Chief Executive Officer. And it is copied to the Lord Mayor, Director of Finance, Director of Internal Audit, IT Manager, Assistant Debt Manager, Project Manager, Balid. A letter dated the 30th of October 2019, and it is bearing the reference KMC/HR/076, and it is addressed to Omar Jonga, Debt Collector, with the subject redeployment as revenue collector, that's Balid project. The letter is signed by Demboja for Acting Chief Executive Officer. It is copied to the Lord Mayor, Director of Finance, Director of Internal Audit, Rates Manager, IT Manager, Project Manager. A letter dated the 24th of September 2020 with reference KMC/HR/076 addressed to Mr. Omar Jonga, Project Accountant, Balid, with the subject redeployment as Compliance Officer. It is signed by Demboja for Chief Executive Officer. It is copied to the Lord Mayor, KMC, Director of Finance, Director of Internal Audit, Director of Compliance, Director of Services, Establishment and Appointment Committee, IT Manager and Project Manager. A letter dated the 1st of November 2022 with reference KMC/HR/001 addressed to Omar Jonga, Compliance Assistant, with the subject Promotion and Redeployment. The letter is signed by Demboja for Chief Executive Officer. It is copied to the Lord Mayor, KMC, Establishment and Appointment Committee, Director of Finance, Director of Internal Audit, Director of Compliance, License Manager, IT Manager, Acting Executive Secretary. These documents are admitted together in a bundle and they are marked as LGC/OJ in brackets 1/KMC/002. Council?
Ask the Commission, please. So Jonga,
Yes, sir.
in 2018,
Yes, sir.
where were you posted?
I was a data officer.
Data officer.
Yes.
Who was the head of the unit?
One Mr. Seka.
And what do you guys do? What is your responsibility at the data's office?
We collect information within the premises of the Kanifing Municipal Council in raw as information, and then we process it, and then make feedbacks like when we process the data, and then it comes to be a tertiary product, and then we give feedbacks to various institutions that are in need of it.
Okay, and what kind of information do you primarily focus on?
Oh, we were focusing on business premises. We go onto one business center to another, and also we didn't start that of the residential, but we were on a business, and after a while, the data unit was demolished, and that was how it comes to end. But we started going to some business premises too.
Did you say at some point the unit was no more?
Yeah, the unit was no more.
Do you know why that is the case?
I don't know exactly why, but that was exactly what happened,
How many people were attached to that unit when it was really functional? It's yourself, you said the head name is?
Mr. Seka.
Mr. Haidara.
Seka.
Seka.
Yes.
Do you know the full name? Do you recall the full name?
Not exactly.
And how many staff were attached to this unit? Do you recall?
Not exactly, sir.
Was it more than 5?
Pardon me?
Was it more than 5 individuals?
Yeah, of course, we were more than 5.
And so, if I understand you well, and please correct me if I am wrong,
It's okay.
that your primary function would be to go from one business and then you will collect information and have it recorded.
Exactly.
And what kind of information would this be that you will ask these business operators to give you?
Okay, what we do is if we go into a place, like a business center, we will ask the person,
Yes.
his name, for instance, or her name, and then the type of business that he or she is doing, and then we will also know the place, like the town, for instance, the zone where he or she is doing the business. We try to get a proof of address, and then we also asked information, how much is she earning, and then we end up compiling all those informations, and then when we reach to the office, Mr. Seka was one of those nice managers, if I could remember.
Did you say nice managers?
Yeah, he was so supportive to me.
Okay.
He was very supportive because he put me just at his side, helping me, because I was being deployed from license, and when he saw that always on my side, he always wants to help, and then he will try to show me. That's where I even learned the database of how to create, data.
All right, that's so nice of you to recognize Mr. Seka's assistance to you whilst you work together.
Yeah.
And this data collection must have been then very, very useful and helpful for K.M.C. I'm thinking it will provide probably a near to accurate data in relation to the businesses that operate within the Carnival municipality. Would that be correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So what is your opinion or how did you feel, what is your opinion when it was really, the unit was really not functional anymore, that they had to transfer the staff in that unit? Do you think that was helpful to the council, or do you think the unit was very much important to council?
Yeah, that was so devastated, and then I felt really it should have been there. It helps a lot because when it comes to accuracy, it was really helping on knowing, having information about where you will be able to trace a business, and then it was really going fine until one day it was just shut down and the unit was done.
And how was this done in shutting down the unit? How was it done? Were you communicated to, or is it just that you received your letters, they deployed you to other units, or you were really informed that this unit will not be functional anymore?
Actually, what happened was when they shut down that unit.
Yes.
And most of these people, we were working together. Most of them were moved to various units, except me and Mr. Seka. So we were there until when I think his service was also terminated. And I think I was forgotten. I was left in that office. So until one day when, do I have to explain?
You may.
Thank you. Until one day when the director of finance, Serif Njai, I was the time when they established this Balid project. And then at that time we were at the annex. So he came to the annex to relocate an office for this manager, Singate. And I was in one of those offices. And then when he met me there, and then he said to me, I could still remember, are you still here? I said, I'm here, I'm alone here. And that was when he said, okay, I'll see what I can do for you. And then the next day he told me, oh, why can't you just offer a help for the time being? You can come to the rates department as a cashier, and then you will be under the supervision of the rates cashier there. I said, okay, it's better than like sitting in this office without doing nothing, because I was in that office for over a period of 1 or 2 months, and I was doing nothing, and at the end of the day, they will pay me salary. It wasn't fair enough for me though. I shouldn't have been treated that way.
Absolutely.
So what they did was, I came to the rates department. I was assisting one Demacham, who was the cashier at that time there. But I was not given any appointment letter. So until one day, Serif told me that one Dembo Sane, or he was like the commissioner before.
Yes.
Because he was always like trying to say that I am like Contelam Boyol, like I was employed during the time of Lai Conte.
All right.
And he was like a brother to me. And I don't know what happened between them, but like I felt I was being punished.
For being a brother to Lai Conte. Oh, is that what you said?
Excuse me.
Mr. Jonga, we are so sorry for recounting the experience. Do you wish for us to give you time to come back?
No, sir.
Or do you wish to proceed on your evidence?
Yeah, I want to proceed, sir.
Right. Please feel free to honestly state what has transpired. We are to look at the facts and try to proffer some recommendations for things to be done right. All right?
Okay, sir.
And it will not do you justice if you are economical about the truth.
Yes, ma'am.
Because looking at the exhibits, your employment trajectory, I will come to that to ask you questions on that.
Inshallah.
So please don't be economical of the truth.
Inshallah.
And let us know what has happened.
Inshallah.
Thank you so much. And we are sorry once more. Council, you may proceed.
Yes, please proceed.
Yes, I was at the rates department as I was like under the supervision of one Demacham, but I was not employed as a rate cashier. Then I think Dembo Sane said that Sirif shouldn't have brought me there And then because the stakeholders have to be aware that I shouldn't be in that office. Though he had been struggling to put me there. And I think they had a dispute that was between them anyway. So that was when I received a letter that I should go to the Balid project as a revenue collector. So I went to the Balid project as a revenue collector, and I was assigned to go to the Dipakunda zone, where I met the secretary, and I asked her. I was not given, I was not like coordinated or, help. I did it by myself. So when I went there, because I'm a born citizen of Dipakunda, and I know the place very well. And then the lady I met there was like a sister to me. And then she said to me, bro, what we're going to do now is you have to, because we have collectors, ticket sellers, and it wouldn't be nice for you to go and sell tickets. So what do you think would be helpful on your side? I said, it's okay, since I'm never late at work and I'm very punctual because I respect the job. I said to her, I would be moving with the trucks from one place to another. So I was moving with the trucks, the dump site trucks. I was moving with them. I got stink all over my body. I moved from one place to another, and I watch over those who sell tickets. After selling tickets, they accumulate the money, and they took it to her as the secretary of the ward. And then she personally will take that money to the council for submission. And that's how...
Sorry, Mr. Jang, for interrupting. Who did you say was the lady? What is her name?
Is one Fatunjai.
Fatunjai.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I did not get that. I missed it.
Yes.
Thank you. You may continue.
Yes, so we were like that until one day I said, okay, like going from one place to another, it was so devastating for me. I said, okay, like since there is this Balid project, let me go and find out at the annex what's going on. Little bit I know that I was already moved to the debt unit. I didn't receive any letter from anyone until I went there when Mr. Singate gave me a letter and said, you are moved to debt. So I went to debt and I found Dudu Gomez. At debt, I was like a process server. We go and then follow up.
Issue demand notes.
Issue demand notes and then follow up areas and debt collections. So that was how it was until about a week or so. Dudu told me that there is something that I think was going on, because like at the Balid project, they are looking for an accountant. And I don't know if you're interested, but I think they want to move you there.
Which year was this?
That was on the 17th October 2019 to the 30th of October 2019. It was a short period of time.
All right, please proceed.
So when they were going in the field for serving their summons and all that, because Dudu has a respect for me, which I appreciate a lot. And he said, bro, you have to hold on, you have to sit at the office. Then he went and he came with the letter as an accountant. When I look at the letter, like the duties attached to the post,
Yes.
they're too much for me. I can, because I was once a licensed collector, and I had a big experience in license collecting, like since '96 until the time I was moved to the data unit. And I also have an experience in data because I was well trained to do database there. And then in connection to going with these ticket sellers from one place to another, it came to my mind, yeah, let me just see what I can do. So when I went there, I talked to Serif. Serif said to me, will you be able to handle it? Because it wasn't so easy for me at the time, because I was thinking of what would happen next. And I was also looking for a way to adjust myself. So I thought it would have been better to take the opportunity since it comes. I pulled the bull by the horn and said, okay, let me have it done. So I started with them, and that was the time when they created an office, an accounts office. But I was more like a cashier than an accountant, because I limit myself to what I can do, and I was under the supervision of the accounts department.
You mean the main accounts department at the council's headquarters?
Yeah, Dr. Keita was very helpful, honestly speaking.
Yes.
Yeah, he was really, because I didn't do any reconciliations with bank or whatsoever. But whenever there is reconciliation, every month he will call me in his office and we will do reconciliation. I never want to take anything from anybody that does not belong to me. So this is a policy I adopted. I'm a Taliban. When we did the reconciliation, everything went well, until one day when they just brought in Saint Abu Martin to the office. When she came, I think she was going on my files or something. I think she is a good woman too. No matter what happened, she came. I think she was the only person who I could remember coming into my office. And then she sat down with me. She made me feel very comfortable and talked to me like a real person. And then she said to me, did you do anything like accounting? And I said, yes, I do bookkeeping, banking, and finance when I was doing my ICM course. And then I think I have a little knowledge about it. And with the experience I have in collecting license, because at the license unit also, it was really helpful for me. So she said to me, I could vividly remember what she said. She said, for me, I didn't do accounting. I thought to myself, I said, yeah, maybe she's trying to yo-yo me, something like that. And then she said, how about if we got someone who will be your assistant, like you train that person, And at the end of the day, we will see what we can do for you. I said, okay, that's a good deal. I'll prefer that. The next day, they brought in Mr. Fofana, that's the auditor. They brought him to my office. And then, I don't know how he comes there, but he came to my office and then attached himself to the office. And then he would write anything that I wrote. He will just rewrite it. And he been there like auditing me. So I got fed up at a time when like, a full director will always like, come and stock himself to my office every day. So one day I said, no, this couldn't be happening to me. I still went to Senator Martin's office and I met her and I told her, this is what's going on. And she said, thank God you are here. Now, she said, we are trying to bring someone for you to train her, and then after that, you will be a senior cashier, both the rates and that of the Balid project. I adhere with it. I said, okay. And then that was what happened until I saw they brought a young girl. She came and then we were working together like a family. She was always helpful too.
What is her name?
It's Jara Minte.
Jara Minte.
Yeah, she was very helpful, honestly. She came from the university and then she was helpful. And that was the time when the coronavirus started. And then it was like we shouldn't be in groups in an office. We should be going in shifts. Like one should be going 2 days, 3 days. Since I was the one there, I was given 3 days to go. And then she's also coming for 2 days. And that was how it went until one day. I was on my 3 days leave, and then she called me. She said, Mr. Jonga, I said, yes. She said, your prayers has been answered. I am employed. But she never told me what she was employed for. I was happy too for her. I was very happy until I came back to the office. So when I came back to the office, like 3 days, I've been coming for 4, I think the 5th day. But then Senabu would be passing by my office from time to time, and then the greeting was not as it was, and then I was like, what was going on? So until when the HR came to my office, we call each other like the most honored. Like he called me the most honored. I sometimes call him triple honors, you know. And then he said, the most honored. I said, yes, HR. He said, I have a letter for you. Can I give it to you here, or can we go to our office? I said, all right, let's go to your office. When we went into his office, we went closed doors, and then he said to me, this letter was with me for days. I wanted to give it to you, but really, I don't know how to do it because you haven't done anything that warranted me to give you a letter. But he said, nonetheless, you received the letter from me. And I received the letter. When I moved to the compliance unit. Honestly speaking, I became more furious because like I was thinking that I'm going to be moved to Mr. Sane's office, Dembo Sane's office, and then that would be maybe the worst part of my story at K.M.C.
Why is that?
Yeah, because like Dembo was always like seeing me as like Contela Boyo, and then the
Kontelaboyo means in English?
the boy of Conte, like Conte, and then it wasn't like that during the time.
Was Dembo working with you when Lai Conte was there?
Yes, he was working there.
Okay, please proceed.
Yeah, and I even talked to Lai Conte about this. There was a time Lai came to the office. I held his hand like a brother. I told him, I'm too junior to
You felt you were being victimized.
yeah.
You felt you never had, I mean, this is my interpretation of what I've heard from you. You felt that you've never been given a fair treatment. You never had an opportunity to grow.
Yeah.
In council, you were moved from one department to the other because seemingly as far as you are concerned, no one really wanted you there. But they don't know what to do to you, so they just move from one place to the other.
Yeah, but then
And again, this is how I understand what you are saying.
okay.
And at some point, as far as you are concerned, you could not grow because, in fact, you would be taken to places or offices that you don't have the required training. Is that your story?
Yes, and
Please proceed.
when I talked to Lai Country about it, because they had a meeting, it's like the mayor's meeting. I said to him, I'm going through a lot of difficulties here, but I think Dembo Sane is the one torturing me. Lai did it in a very professional way. He went to him and told him, this is my brother, and I give you his hand like Dinkana Loko. Take good care of him in my presence. So that's why when they took me to compliance, I was so worried. So when I went to compliance.
All right, I'm afraid, Mr. Jonga, Honorable Chairperson, I've been signaled by the registrar at this time. Yes.
Ms. Jonga will come back so that you can round up your evidence and we may rise for break.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أعوذ بالله السميع من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله